Hi, everybody. This is Saad for the Sad Truth. This past weekend, I received an email from an individual wherein he shared with me an audio clip that allegedly took place between a graduate student and Professor Eve A. Browning, a philosophy professor with her specialty being feminist philosophy, um, wherein they were having an exchange regarding the fact that the graduate student in question had uh, made the comment, I guess, to some third party that, excuse me, given the fact that he is a bisexual man, that he would be executed in 10 Islamic countries. And the point of the exchange was that the professor in question was reprimanding the graduate student for, engaging in this type of hate speech. Truth is hateful if it marginalizes someone, and especially if it marginalizes a particular group of people. Everyone is equal, except some are more equal than others in the victimology poker or oppression Olympic games. In any case, she gave him a litany of possible outcomes that could arise from his quote hate speech, including having a behavior intervention team, be called to action. These types of behavior intervention teams are becoming increasingly uh, more common at various university campuses. She also suggested that he might need to go to counseling. Now, remember that in many totalitarian states, when you speak out against the orthodoxy, then you're considered to be mentally ill. You need to be sent to re education camp. You must be crazy. I mean, psychiatrically crazy to speak against the regime. That's why we need to send you to Gulag 13. So, on North American campuses, it is now considered reasonable to threaten someone with counseling because they stated a fact that if you are gay, in this case bisexual, uh, in many Islamic countries, the outcome would not be a good one for you. It doesn't matter in this case whether the statement is veridical or not. Uh, that can get you sent to counseling. It can get you apparently also expelled. So it's really difficult to imagine that this is taking place, in this case in the United States, in Texas. A student shares a statement. By the way, even if the statement were false, you should not be punished for it, right? As many of you have now heard me say repeatedly, I support the right of Holocaust deniers. I mean, it is difficult to imagine a position that is any more false than someone who denies the existence of the most barbaric and well documented reality, perhaps in human history. And I'm Jewish, and I support the right of Holocaust deniers to spew their garbage. So now imagine this hapless graduate student who's engaging in a conversation with some third parties, and then in this case, as I said, it's even worse because what he stated was true, was a fact. It is true that there are many Islamic countries where you would be punished severely uh, for having that particular sexual orientation. But to the extent that that might offend someone who might be of that faith, then he needs to have the behavior intervention team come in and intervene. He might need to be expelled. He might need to be sent to counseling. And this professor, her moral compass, her ethical compass, her professorial compass, her truth compass is so broken that there isn't a little voice in her head that says, gee, I wonder what we mean when we say that we support freedom of speech. If this graduate student can't say that without having the conversation that he had with this enemy of truth and reason, then what does freedom of speech mean? In any case, I'm still looking to find out more about this story. Yeah, I don't think it has broken yet in the news, so I'm not sure how much the story's been vetted and how much uh, context there is to be added to the story. But in any case, this is part of a growing trend. Some of you might remember that Geert Wilders, the Dutch parliamentarian, who, sure, he is divisive to some people, but he's a guy who speaks his mind as a politician about some of the realities that uh, the Netherlands are facing with their very, very open immigration policy over the past while. And at one point, he was summoned to in front of the Dutch magistrate precisely because his words were apparently divisive and hateful. And at that particular trial, this is a trial a few years ago, he had asked the judges whether they were in any way challenging the veracity of what he was saying. And if memory serves me right, the response was perhaps the most chilling thing that you could ever imagine. It's beyond Orwell, it's beyond Kafka. They said it doesn't matter if what you said is truthful or not. What matters is that by you uttering those statements, you are sowing hate. So now step back again and think about it. If you share a statement that is true, but that offends someone, that's hateful. If we don't stamp out this type of thinking from our societies, we will lose our societies. Again, keep this clip for posterity and know that I warned you repeatedly about what will happen if we don't rise up and fight this. Free societies allow for expression that is offensive, that is divisive, that is wrong, that is hurtful. That's what freedom of speech means. Again, it doesn't mean that we support the right of people to say how stunningly gorgeous God Saad is. Of course, that is the truth. It's there for people to say, I hate God Saad. He's a moron. He's disgusting. Well, we know that that's not true. In any case, please rise up. Please speak out. Please get engaged. Don't sit idly and wait for others to carry the burden of protecting our societies from the cancers of the human mind that are spreading faster than I can put up these sad truth clips. In any case, I wish you a good week. March on, soldiers of reason. Cheers.